everybody, welcome to the District Stitcher. This is a channel about cross stitch. My name is Judy. I'm coming at you from Washington, D.C., and this is Flosstube number 9. It is Saturday, July 15th, and it has been a little over a month since I recorded a Flosstube. Summer's kind of gotten away with me, lots of stuff going on, but that does mean that I have a lot to show you today. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. I do have some finishes. A couple that I'm really excited about, some projects that you've been watching me do. So first off, I want to show you really the only fully finished project that I have done, which is out of the Waxing Moon Designs monthly trios, and I will pop a little picture up here as I am wont to do. And this is June, which I thought was really cute. And I have framed this one. Focus on it if I put it in front of my face. There we go. This one I have done a little simpler, sort of, not framing, but finishing, with just a little bit of the background on it. And I actually like that better than doing it with the ribbons. I like the more simplistic. So I will probably go back through at some point and refinish the other months. But I have July fully stitched, and I'll show you that in a minute. But this is, I just like this better. It lets the border on the piece really shine, and the summer ones, or at least this one and a couple others seem to be a little more busy. Bees, busy bees. Anyway, and I just think that this lets it shine a little more. Let me get up close so you can see I really like you can't really see it on camera, but there's a little backstitch detail in charcoal on the strawberries for the little seeds. And I really enjoy the bees and their little backstitched bee trail. And this is done on 36 count, I think, Vintage Country Mocha, and it is with Weeks Dye Works threads that are called for. So, I think there's a couple DMC colors that are called for, and then there's also Cottage Needleworks, maybe? No, that's a designer. Now I'm forgetting. It's not Gentle Arts, it's the other one. I don't have the bag out, but when I think of it, that green is a different company. So, but yeah, so that's June. And that was up on my door for half of June because I was late getting it done. The other little fully finished project I have is not actually cross stitch, but it's so cute I have to show you guys. It is when earlier this month we took a trip up to Maine. So we were in Bar Harbor for the week of July 4th, which was, in retrospect, a mistake for that time of year because it was really crowded. That said, I mean, the trip was lovely. It's a beautiful little seaside town. You know, the main strip is a little touristy, but there's all these fun shops and stuff, and they did a lot of stuff for the 4th of July, and they had a local, at the campus of the YMCA in Bar Harbor, they had a local crafts fair. So it was all Maine artisans and stuff like that, and somebody was selling, it's called Eternal Knot. Sorry, I'm looking at one of the other kids. I don't want to lift it up because it's like a paper bag and it's really wrinkly and I don't want to make noise. Maybe I'll try. Here, hold on. There we go. If I lift it up gently. So she was selling these little kits. And it's pre-cut felt, which is nice. Normally if I get a if I get a kit for a felt project, it'll just be sheets of felt, and you have to in a template, and you have to cut it out and stuff. But this comes pre-cut, and it's got all the embroidery thread and stuff that you need. And if it's a stuffed thing, it's got the polyfill and stuff in the little bag. And as you can see, I got a loon, I got a black bear, and one that has some wild Maine blueberries. If you don't know, Maine is the largest blueberry producer, I think, in the world. They have all the wild blueberries up there, which are the best. So I got, the one I did was, so the other three that I have are ornaments, and this one is a little sachet. And so here it is. It's a wee little pine cone. But inside it is this sachet that has the balsam bark, wood. I don't know what they actually use for all the scented balsam pine sachet, but it smells like Maine. So that was fun to do. So let me show you next. So June was the last of the spring monthly trios, and so now we get a whole new picture of the summer monthly trios, which is July, August, and September. So here is July, actually. So the picture is going to show you an Uncle Sam, which I liked. I thought it was cute. But I also felt like it was too close to the March leprechaun that I'd done. And there was an alternate July included in the patterns, I think probably for like Canadian stitchers or overseas stitchers who, you know, wouldn't celebrate the American Independence Day. And it was this picnic basket with ants. And I loved it so much. I love the little ants. They have a lot of personality. And it was really fun to stitch. So even though I liked the Uncle Sam, I liked this one a little bit more. Let me put something behind here so I can hold it up. So there's July. So it's got the same sunflowers in the background as the Uncle Sam one does, but it's got this cute little, let's see if I can angle it better. Nope, wrong way. There we go. It's just the adorable little goofy-eyed ants. And I love taking picnics. My sister and I used to always do picnics in the park in our small town. And so this just makes me happy. It just reminds me of summer when I was a kid. So I have, obviously not, I haven't even pressed it. So it's obviously not fully finished. And it is, it's on the same 36 count Vintage Country Mocha, except I accidentally stitched on the wrong side, so it doesn't have that modeling on it that the back side does. Let's ignore the fact that the back of my stitching is very messy. I'm not a neat stitcher, and I make no apologies for it. It is what it is. But yeah, so and it's also Weeks Dye Works. I don't think there was any DMC in this one. I think this was all Weeks. Yeah, I love that red that the border and stuff is in, and now I forget the name of the red. But anyway, again, because I don't have the bag out. All right, so I have two other projects that are finished stitching-wise, and I'm very excited to show you. So the first one, and I'm not going to bother showing you the pictures because they're done. The first one is the Spring Blue Tit by Lesley Teare. She's a British designer. This is a series of little floral wreaths and birds that I think first appeared in the British magazine Cross Stitcher. No, not Cross Stitcher. It was Cross Stitch Collection, because it's the one. Cross Stitcher is still in print, and I actually get that one. Cross Stitch Collection used to be my favorite of all the British magazines, and then they went out of print. Like, they closed up, they, went out of business, and it's really hard to get the back issues now, and they changed apps, and then I couldn't access my back issues digitally, and then when they shut down, like, the app, wiped all the digital issues, so I couldn't even get those. So, I'm not going to go on a tangent about digital rights ownership, but it's a thing. Anyway, luckily enough, I think all the designers got the rights back to be able to publish their own patterns and things like that, and because they would do a lot of Lesley Teare's, they did a ton of Joan Elliott patterns, and I have since seen those for sale elsewhere, so I know that they're they're out of exclusivity to the magazine and stuff, because the magazine's no longer in business. So I went ahead and purchased these for, technically I guess purchased again because I had bought the magazine issues, but I bought them digitally. But I went ahead and bought these because I love them so much and I really want to stitch them. So without further ado, here is, I don't know what I can put behind it. Hold on. I really need to get one of those little, boards. There we go. That's the wrong side. Again, you get to see how messy my stitching is, which we're not going to talk about. We're going to pretend that the back looks as perfect as the front. It doesn't. So here we are. Spring Blue Tit, completely finished. Well, stitching-wise. Obviously, I have not framed it. But here we go. The back stitching on it really brought it alive. I mean, it's some beautiful... My screen is washing it out to be a little bluer than it... Maybe if I do this and pull it back. Sorry, I'm trying to angle it so you can really see the colors are... I mean, obviously this all looks very blue, and I'm not sure why it's doing that. The colors are very warm, very spring-like. There we go. And also, if you look at Flosstube, you know that, so the fabric is a 28 count, I think, confetti from Picture This Plus Fabrics, and it is, it's an opalescent, so in person it's a lot shinier. I'm trying to move it a little bit so you can kind of see the sparkle, but that never shows up on camera. Let me see if I can move it a little closer here so you can see the stitching. I don't know why it's angled. I think that's a weird angle of my webcam. But yeah, there it is. Like I said, the back stitching really, like the definition on the flowers, and it's actually, it looks dark, but it's actually backstitched in a brown. So it really brings some nice definition to those beautiful spring flowers. It really brings personality back to the bird. You can see that there's little fluffy back stitching on the bird there for the feathers on the blue tit. So yeah, that's that one. I'm very happy with it. The original pattern did have like a stitched green rectangle border that went around it, but I just felt like that was overkill. I don't think it needs it. And then this way it's also sort of, it opens it up to, if I want to do sort of an oval frame for it, I could. I don't know how exactly I'll frame it. I'll figure it out. I'm thinking either green or maybe just a bright gold frame might be kind of neat. So I am going to try to do my own framing sometime soon. Just for some of these, because I'm just, I'm chugging along through them and I can't pay for professional framing for all of them. That's incredibly expensive. If it's like a big mirabilia piece or something that's really special with a lot of beads and stuff like that, I would probably want to get it professionally framed like I did. Hold on, this side. There we go. Like I did that Once Upon a Time one. And again, at some point I will get it done and show you. I just keep forgetting. And it's up there and it's kind of, it's a pain to get up and down. So, yeah. So the next one that I have done is the Year in the Woods. Let me stick this behind. Year in the Woods #1, the Fox. And I know you guys have been seeing me stitch that, and a lot of folks really liked it. So let's get this up here. This is on 28 count. I don't remember the name of the color, but it's from Picture This Plus. I just went through and picked up blue that I thought would look nice. If I get that back so I can sort of center it there. And this is just in the DMC. I didn't actually go for the I don't remember what the specialty thread was. It's in the original pattern, but I actually like the DMC a lot. I think it gives it a lot of definition, and that almost gives it a sort of modern mod feel to the design that I like a lot. And I like how vivid that orange is. So this is all finished. I will say on this color the light green didn't quite show up as well as I would have hoped, but I think it still looks good. The white really pops on it, which is nice. So, and again, that blue just really sets off the russet oranges in the Fox, and I really like it. So I'm very pleased with how that came out. I finished this one first, and then I went and finished the Spring Blue Tit. But yeah, so those two are finished stitching, and like I said, I'm going to try to get some frames. I'll probably get some foam board and stuff and try to pin it and frame it myself. And that one I think I'd just do in a plain black frame, probably. Sorry, it's got a big piece of fabric, so I'm just trying to get everything out of the way here. All right, so that was my finished stitching, which was, June was a good stitching month, actually. I got a lot done. I wanted to show you my progress. I picked up, and it's been nice to stitch on after stitching on linen, to stitch on some Lugana. I'm not a loyal stitcher to fabric. I'll stitch on anything. I don't care. I'll stitch on Ada, I'll stitch on linen, I'll stitch on Lugana. It really doesn't matter to me. I don't particularly like white Ada, like the standard white Ada, but sometimes it's called for. Sometimes it looks nice, depending on what you're stitching. Like if you're stitching a vintage pattern, stitching it on white Ada is kind of fun. And then other times I'll just, swap out the white Ada for, a silvery moon Lugana or something like that. So, but oftentimes if it comes as a kit and it is, almost like a full coverage, not like the Heaven and Earth design full coverages, that's too many thread changes for me. It's not my thing. I like watching other people do them. I like seeing their progress and stuff, but it's just, when you're a stitcher, you have the things that you like to stitch, and they're oftentimes different from things other people like to stitch, and that's totally fine. That's what's really fun about Flosstube, is that we get to see what everybody stitches, right? And then sometimes you see something that you're just like, I don't think that's for me, but then you keep seeing it and you're like, okay, maybe I will pick it up. And that's what happened to me and Hive rules. I kept seeing it all over Flosstube, and I never thought I would really like stitching the words and stuff that much. But it turns out I do. It's actually really satisfying because they're fast. And also with this one, I love the colors. The colors in this are just gorgeous together. I really, really like them. So, and this is just, I think, on the called for, like the original called for size, because I ordered it. It was basically kitted up. It was like include all the stuff that it calls for. So this is DMC thread on a, I don't remember what the company is, but it's just a white Lugana. And this is actually really nice to stitch on after stitching on smaller stuff, because it's nice and big, it's easy to stitch on, so it's easy on my eyes, and it almost feels like taking a break. Also because all of these motifs are really, finishing the top section is really satisfying, and then I move down to the next section and that's satisfying, and it comes together quickly. It's really nice to just see the progress on it, and it's very fun to stitch. So this is probably my favorite in progress that I'm working on. The other one, I didn't bring it over. I haven't actually made any progress, but it's been about a month since I made a video, so I figured I'd just remind you all that I'm stitching it. I will put a picture up here, and this is Fresh Strawberries, I think it's called. It's by Stitchrovia, Emma Congdon, who is another British designer that I really like, and you'll see her all over the place. She designs a lot of, text designs that, really cool fonts and stuff like that have sayings, and she does a lot of, positive sayings and things like that. And they're all really pretty. So this one is, and this is where I am on it. The fabric is, I actually kept this out so I would remember. It is a 36 count, Picture This Plus linen, and it is called Tycho. I'm not sure if the camera's really going to pick it up. It's a cream color, but it's got this bluish, grayish, purple, gentle modeling to it that made it sort of feel vintagey without being, without looking like it's tea stained. And I just thought it looked really nice. So this is as far as I got, which is not very far. I haven't actually worked on this one in a little bit. But this will be for my sister, who is a strawberry fanatic. You can see, like, I think the words actually came together pretty quickly. So, or at least the first half of strawberries, which is the biggest word in the picture. So, I think it'll come together fairly swiftly if I dedicate some time to it. Which I will. I just had set it aside because I was trying to finish the other two. My camera gonna refocus on me. Maybe. Hello. Close enough. Anyway, the last one is not much progress at all. But I made a start, and hold on, I'm going to pause it so I can get it to refocus. This is crazy. And we're back in focus this time, so you don't feel like you're going blurry-eyed. The last work in progress I have to show you is, I just made a start on it, but it is, there's wide sections of stitching on it, so it's going to take a little while. And I will, again, put a picture up here. It is called Under a Peaceful Sky. It is by Ukrainian designer Maria Brovko, and I am doing it on a really bright yellow linen. It is, let's Picture This Plus again. I tend to order a lot of Picture This Plus. It's not even, the camera isn't even really showing what a, let me see if I can get something behind it here. It's too dark. It's called Banana. It's a very strong yellow. But I just thought with the blue on the sky, I'm going to put it down, and show you the design again. And I just thought with the blue on the sky, having the yellow background would give you that feeling of the Ukrainian flag. Because the blue is the sky and the yellow is the wheat. Invoking the wheat fields of the territory that they're currently trying to regain from Russia's illegal invasion. So that is, I thought that would be a really nice look to it. So that is all of my whips. I will move on to purchases. I did, while I have been unemployed, I obviously have not been purchasing hardly anything. I did buy a couple things when we were up in Maine, but that was a little different. I did, however, when I ordered supplies to do the monthly trio stitches, I did pick up a couple patterns that were off my wish list that I was kind of worried might disappear before I had income again to purchase them, so I got them. I will just, as a quick aside, my job hunt was successful. I have hunted down a job, so we're good. And I may talk more about that in future episodes, but here is the two that I got, and these are two that you might have seen elsewhere on YouTube. Again, I don't know that I would have picked them up had I not kept seeing them on Flosstube. So this first one is Plum Street. You know, I'm gonna excuse the plastic sound here. It just, alright, I'm gonna pause it because there's a lot of plastic sound. There we go. So that's a little less glare. So this is Plum Street Sampler's Spring Moon. And I haven't decided like what color I'm gonna stitch it on. I doubt I'll stitch it on this sort of brown. I'd probably pick a different color. Or something a little more modeling or something, but I really liked the moon. I actually feel like I'd probably try to switch to DMC to stitch it in to make it a little brighter and a little more modern looking. But I love the look of it. I love the design. And I love the rabbit, and I love that moon. And the stars, I don't know if you can really see, but they look like little quilt stars. Which is one of my favorite patterns to do when I'm quilting, which is not very often because I don't have a lot of space. So yeah, I really liked that, and I thought it was very sweet. The other one I picked up is, I blame on several different floss tubes, but especially on Stitching by the Shore. This is Laura's fault. She's doing it very differently, though, than I plan to do it. So this is Midnight Watch by Blackbird Designs. I love a good vintage Halloween, and this is definitely got that feel of sort of the almost like colonial, Sleepy Hollow sort of style Halloween, which I really like. So Laura is doing it, and she's just doing the house and the cat, the moon and the cat, and the flower motif. She's not doing the border of the alphabet. And she's doing it on this like really strong purple, which looks really cool. I don't know that that's what I do. I would probably stitch this on something like a vintage country mocha. And do it with the more vintagey threads, only because I do actually really like the vintage look when it comes to Halloween. Also like modern Halloween. I like all Halloween. I have not met a Halloween themed thing that I have not loved. It's my holiday. It's my thing. I love Halloween. I'm definitely a spooky girl. So this is, I really liked this pattern, so. We're going to refocus? Yes. So I picked those two up. The other two things I have were additional purchases from Maine. In Bar Harbor, there's a little shop, so if you're ever up there, there is a little place called, oh, now I'm going to forget the name of it. But you can look it up. It's on Needle Traveler, which is a site you can go and you can look at Needle Travel, actually I think it's called, and you can look up craft stores in whatever state that you're visiting, and the places and it'll tell you if it sells, cross stitch patterns or embroidery or quilting or knitting or, whatever. This one, gosh, the name of it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it. It's a really cool shop because it's in what was originally built as an old bank. And so it's sort of got this weird octagonal shape to it, and she's painted it purple on the outside, and it's really cool. And she does it's mostly a quilt focused store, right? There's a lot of fabric, and they have a lot of really cute Maine themed original quilt patterns. But she also has, some other craft supplies there as well. And also a lot of scrapbooking supplies. She's big on scrapbooking, which I thought was kind of neat. And so I picked up a couple hand embroidery patterns, not cross stitch, but hand embroidery, which I like too. I just don't do it as much. But this is by Blueberry Backroads. I don't want to fuss with plastic again. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. But it's just some seasons. I'm not sure what I'd put those designs on. I'd probably put them on something like a tea towel or something like that. So I thought, again, I'll just hold on up there for a second. I thought those were really sweet. Just kind of simple and cute. And then the other one was this, what's it called? Patchwork Forest. And I liked this one because it has, there we go. It has a couple different options. So you can do hand embroidery or you can do patchwork applique with it. See if I can get it a little closer. So I thought that was really cute. I really liked the idea, and it comes with the little snowflake buttons to sew onto it. So I thought that would be fun. I think I would do that as a pillow. I have somewhere around here in my jumble of craft stuff, I have a couple pillow forms, so I can just make some pillowcases. And those would make fun gifts to people, I think. So, that is it. I am still here. I am still around. I'm sorry for the delay. I have been trying to do these, bi-monthly, like every other week, so hopefully I can get back into that schedule now. I had just put it off because I didn't have much progress, and then there was travel and various other things that popped up, and I just didn't really have time to do that. So now I'm going to try to schedule it in a little. I feel like My glasses are lopsided because I also kind of sat on them in May. Oops. So like that said, I'm going to try to return to a bi-weekly or bi-monthly, not bi-weekly, good lord, I don't stitch that fast. Return to a bi-monthly schedule, so try to do every other week. And I will hopefully have more progress to show you next time we talk. I should definitely have July finished of the monthly trios. I may have something framed, I may not. I start my new work on July 24th, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see. I mean, you know how sometimes when you get a new job and you get that anxiety about a new job, even if when it's irrational, it's like the new job jitters. I don't actually have any of that because I'm working into a position where I know a lot of people and I know that it's very well suited to my skills. So I'm very excited about it. But I don't, until I wade in, I don't really have a sense of how the workflow is going to affect, downtime and craft time and stuff like that. So, but I mean, I think it'll be fine, but we'll see. So, I mean, it's definitely going to have something of an impact because, I won't be home all day just, looking for craft projects to do because I have nothing better to do. So, but yeah, I should still be able to keep to the every other week schedule. So, it's been nice catching up with all of you. I hope your summer stitching is going well. And I hope that if you have any summer plans and vacations and stuff, that's been a lot of fun, that you're having fun in the sun with your family and wearing sunscreen because that is important, and not just when you're as pale as I am. When you're as pale as I am, you have to wear sunscreen or you turn into a lobster. But, anybody of any skin tone should be wearing sunscreen. It's like that song from the 90s, if you're as old as I am. Anyway, I digress a lot. So, I will end this video here and hope everybody has a great, great 2 weeks before I see you again. Have fun. This has been the District Stitcher, and thanks for watching.